Okay. So like always, this video will just be me talking for the most part. So if you want to do something while you have me in the background listening to me, you can do that. Go for it. Anyways, this video, I really shouldn't be milking the hell out of this series, but I will because this series is keeping me up today, literally not letting me sleep at all, and I just want to talk about it because I just got to talk about it one more time, especially after rereading the last couple chapters. So I was just so I read the last, from chapter 40, like 49 to where it's at right now. I reread all that because I just couldn't stop thinking about the series for some reason. It just got in my head, and now I'm kind of regretting it because I'm not able to sleep again, and it's really pissing me off, and I'm gonna regret it because I need to go to work in a couple hours. So I hate it, and I'm probably gonna stay up. But without further ado, I reread the chapter where Shiori, pretty much everything. So everything up until now, spoilers like always. Where we go into Shiori's background, her past with Jiro, and I really want to say that I regret what I said on the first video, which I probably might add it here, but I have a friend that gets introduced as well, and I will say it right now, I don't like her. She just feels so forced into the story. Not a good childhood friend, like persona or anything. Like if we're looking into like a childhood friend, I think Hina from Blue Box, she does it good because she's pretty much said that I didn't like her as a childhood character and that she kind of felt like she was a necessary part of the story, which I now, after I reread everything, I do kind of have to say that I regret saying that because after reading that, she was so integral to Jiro's development, and she is probably a good, now that I think of it, she's a good character. I really liked her character. So this is just me coming to realization that I was wrong in that last video that I made about this. And I just want to say that she's a good character and she played a huge role in Jiro's development, especially the way Jiro acts towards Akari, especially early on until he realizes his feelings for her. And it just all comes down to it because when he liked Shiori back in elementary and middle school, a lot of things happened to Shiori, and he kind of became reserved as to not kind of be like, how do you say it? Because if you read it, Shiori, she kind of had a little traumatic event, I believe in middle school, with all the boys in the class, and I guess Jiro didn't want to be included as one of those boys from her class. That's why I think he became so much reserved. And then after finding out that Shiori was moving and he was not gonna be able to, he wasn't able to tell her his feelings, even though they had feelings for each other, but they didn't know that from each other. When he wanted to confess, Shiori was moving, and I guess he got hurt, and then she kind of friend zoned him right there. I guess that's really what also made him just kind of scared to get hurt again. That's why early on in the manga, when we're having all these interactions between Jiro and Akari, it's so hard for him to try to take it serious, because from as a reader you see that Akari really feels, every time she has interactions she also feels something, but Jiro, he kind of brushes it off because he's just scared. He doesn't want to get hurt. He's just running away from being in that situation again that he had with Shiori. That's why I think it does take him for a while to come to the realization that he really likes her, that he's in love with her. While on our end, we see that Akari has fallen for him pretty early on. So I think it's, after rereading that, everything makes a lot more sense, and it's literally been keeping me up for a couple hours now, not being able to sleep at all because it's pissing me off. Because I guess this is another part that I just want to talk about, is that it's a little bit more personal for me. A lot of these series, like this one, more than a married couple, more than a married couple but not lovers. A series like this, Hokkaido Girls are super adorable, Blue Box. You know, me myself, I'm not too far away from the demographic that this is targeted at, which is pretty much, young teens, young adults, kids that are still, like in their early, in their kind of late teens, and kind of in that high school year. Me myself, I'm not too far away from that. I am a little bit older now, but I was in high school maybe 5 6 years ago, so you can kind of make the math and figure out, my age. But you know a part of me, I don't think a part of me has completely left. And I think I'm still in that childhood mentality, just because, you know, I'm I'm kind of like a shut in too. So, reading series, like I said, reading series like these, romance like these, as someone that's never really felt or had a super serious romance relationship, I guess, you read these and it makes your mind just go everywhere. You want to feel, you want to experience these things, but now as an adult, you realize it's like a lot of this is just escapism for the most part. At least for me at least, it's a sort of escapism, as just kind of trying to cope with the feelings of loneliness and just sadness, not being able to kind of put myself out there, and kind of regret, wishing that I had something, like what I read in these stories, that I had something like that in real life. But like we all know, that's a lot of time that's impossible. That's you won't get that. And I think, you know it's just, it sucks because you love these series so much, but someone like me, I also hate that I love these series because they always put me in this kind of, depressive, sad mood where it's like, man, it's so beautiful. I just won't be able to experience something like this. And to an extent, it might be true. I'm still young, there's still a lot to go, but to experience something like this as a young, with that youth mentality, it's hard. It's hard because you're in your youth and you want to experience this. So it sucks, but oh man, I don't know what else to say, man. I reread all the last, like, from chapter 40 onto chapter 76, and it really fucking hit hard, and like I said, it didn't let me sleep. All this that I'm talking about right now, it's pretty much what's going through my head for the last couple hours. And just on the side note, like, it made me think also of the Sanko gal, adorable. Hokkaido girls are super adorable, because that also had a really nice ending. And it really, I'm gonna be rereading that just because, holy shit, this series just fucking made me want to reread that. But the confession scene, I think the confession scene that the Sanko guy had is really unique as well. Even though it's kind of cliched, but it has its own unique twist, which I won't spoil it too much. I won't spoil it, but I'm gonna reread it just because it's been a year since I reread it. Since I read like up to chapter 100 when it was releasing, and then I had caught up to it at that time, and then I'm just like, I'm gonna wait, and then it ended not too long after, so I gotta do a full read through of it. But man, I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to say I think More Than Married Couple is genuinely a great series, unique gen. It's a little rough around the edges in the start, but with hindsight, I can highly recommend this. Um, like I said, if you read it and you spoiled it, you heard me spoil it. A lot of their background kind of explains a lot of their early series interactions, especially with like Jiro and Akari and Shiori. Like I said, Shiori has become a good character. I understand her character now, and I am sad that I kind of blew her away and kind of called her useless. So that's my fault. This is a great series. I recommend it. Good night. I'm not going to sleep. Fuck that.